kilometers long fracture or fissure in the earth just spewing lava out. What's not to like about that? I mean,
yeah, something you definitely don't see every day.
Oh, certainly not. Obviously, Iceland, a very volcanically active land, you know, and we've had eruptions there over the last several years. And, you know, we remember the one, it was like 10 years ago, that shut down all of the airlines across Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a mouthful. I don't remember how to say that one, but it started with an E, pretty sure. Either way, let's take a look at your weather forecast. No volcanic eruptions around here, nor do we expect any ash or anything to arrive. But we'll keep an eye on what's going on in Iceland, of course, just because it's cool to look at. Showers persisting out there tonight as we take a live look from Domenico's on the Wharf. It is not raining currently in Monterey, but we may see a few sprinkly showers out there here over the next hour or two. Nothing to get too worried about. Roads are still damp out there. It's been kind of a rainy day. Not necessarily a cold day, though. Here was our sunset, or just past sunset view from Salinas tonight. Our high temperatures were still pretty mild. 67 in Salinas, and Seaside was muggy. Those were our hot spots today. At 67 degrees, that's still about 7 degrees above normal, even with the rain and the clouds today. Monterey, mid-60s. A little cooler on the north side of the bay and in our northern valleys, excuse me, with low 60s. But most areas saw 60s today, even with the rain and the cloud cover out there. The reason is we're just in a warm air mass, and this southerly flows continuing to evect in this warmer, moist air, and that's going to be the case for the overnight hours. So right now, upper 50s to low 60s. We're not going to budge much from those temperatures overnight, maybe dipping a few more degrees. I think I've got a low of like 58 in Salinas overnight, so I don't think we're going to get too much colder. Our forecast overnight is going to keep us in the mid to upper 50s, mostly cloudy skies with rounds of showers coming through. Here are some of those showers continuing to move in from the southwest and then move off to the northeast. And again, they'll be more concentrated in the coastal mountains where you will see a more steady light to moderate rainfall through the overnight hours. We're really going to continue to stay in this moist southwesterly flow, which has been drawn up by an area of low pressure, which is now off the coast of Oregon. So it's well off to our north, but it's going to continue to pull in moisture from the south. And this fuel is just going to kind of sit here tomorrow and will be ready for the next stronger system to come back in behind it and then just activate it and another good round of showers. So we'll see mostly this southwesterly moist flow tomorrow. Maybe a little bit less activity than we saw today, but then into Wednesday, as this guy gets here, we're really going to see it all kind of come together, which means the potential for some heavier rainfall. And we've set the stage with a couple of days of light to moderate rainfall. We've kind of saturated the ground a little bit. Things are starting to get moist. That means when we add a lot more rain on top of that, it's more likely to run off. And when it starts to run off, you start dealing with drainage issues. You know, that's small streams, whether that's roadways. That could mean some minor flooding of streets, minor flooding of small streams. River levels, I mean, we're not quite there yet. We need a pretty wet winter to get that going, but we'll keep an eye on those for you as well, and obviously as we get a little bit closer. So another look at some estimated rainfall. This is just the computer showing how much it's seen here over the last 24 hours, and you can see in some cases up in the hills it's been quite a bit. And we're going to add to that overnight tonight into tomorrow. Future tracks continuing to show mostly precipitation focused on those coastal ranges overnight, but occasionally those showers will push past the mountains over the valleys or hitting just the direct coastline. So even though we're not looking too active at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, I would plan for the potential for having to drive through the rain tomorrow morning on the way to work, at least for some wet roadways. During the day tomorrow, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies. If we get significant clearing tomorrow, we'll probably see thunderstorms develop. If we stay in the clouds for most of the day, we'll probably just see occasional light showers. It really kind of depends on how the clouds shape up tomorrow, because what I mean by that is if we get the clearing, then we'll add quite a bit of heating into the situation. The fuel's already here. Adding some heating in there, getting those updrafts going could cause some thunderstorms. I don't expect any severe weather or anything, but an isolated thunderstorm is possible. The model is showing those popping up and then moving up into the Central Valley tomorrow afternoon. But for the most part, I think tomorrow will be a little bit more quiet than it was today. But then again, as we head into Wednesday morning, that changes. So the winds start to pick up out of the south late tomorrow night, and then we see the next big line of precipitation come in. So this is 2 a.m. on Wednesday, thickening in around your Wednesday morning commute, looking pretty gnarly out there, right? We're looking at moderate to maybe heavy rainfall out there. And again, we have the moisture out there. We're going to add a stronger system with some cold air that will be able to use this moisture and to make some heavier precipitation. So this is the kind of time period early in the day Wednesday that we're a little more concerned about. We'll probably start seeing some flood products issued from the National Weather Service, flood advisories, etc. That Wednesday morning commute is going to be a rough one. We're going to be talking about a lot of rain falling, which means ponding on the roadways, hydroplane risks, things like that. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where we're talking about things that are worse than that, but I would just avoid the Big Sur coast, you know, maybe just don't drive down there Wednesday morning if you don't have to. Now, as far as how long it lasts, well, here we go Wednesday afternoon. This latest model run is showing that precipitation kind of lingering through the noon hour and then finally trying to move out. But we'll continue to see some moisture streaming in from the south all the way into Thursday as this low kind of passes to our south. So we'll have rain chances continuing really all the way into Thursday. Future precip showing between now and tomorrow morning, maybe 1/4 of an inch of rain, but we'll add up by tomorrow night. We're talking maybe another 1/2 inch rain in the coastal mountains. And then we add in Wednesday, and then things get a little more colorful. Take a look at this. This is just next 48 hours of precipitation. We're talking 2 to 4 inches in those coastal mountains, 1 to 2 inches for the coast. We will get some rain shadowing. Places like Salinas probably won't be as wet because the mountains are to our south. Hollister, same thing. And even Monterey, I know it says 1.2 inches there. Monterey may experience some rain shadowing during that period as well. But either way, it's going to be a wet Wednesday for us. And of course, you'll want to stay tuned to the forecast. Got to go through your temperature forecast tomorrow pretty quickly. I'm running out of time here. We'll be in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees in Santa Cruz County tomorrow. The overall air mass cools 2 degrees tomorrow. So for the most part, we'll be pretty close to today, if not just a couple of degrees cooler like Salinas at 65. Monterey Peninsula mostly mid 60s still tomorrow, and down south mostly low to mid 60s as well. Notice those lows have been pretty warm as well, with most locations only dipping into the mid to upper 50s overnight. All right, quick look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures a little bit cooler on Wednesday, but that is going to be the stormier day. Heavier precipitation possible. A few showers lingering in the south on Thursday. I did take the chance of rain out of forecast Friday. Beyond that, kind of a cool and dry weekend. Highs seasonable, lows seasonable. As we head through the holidays, probably more tranquil. We probably prefer that. Inland areas also stormiest on Wednesday. Showers lingering south on Thursday. Then after that, we should be dry. So if your travel plans are a little bit later in the week, into the weekend, you're looking okay. Just like this guy.
Definitely good to know. Thank you so much, Dan.